Let's do.
First of all, thank you so much for having this chat.
Of course.
You know, a lot of times when life circumstances change, it's really easy to just sort of like brush over certain changes in our lives. But what I was aware of is that, you know, even though we've only really known each other for a few months, that like we have a lot of things going on where we help each other. And it really struck me that this might be a nice way to just kind of transition consciously. I don't know, and if you have any thoughts about that.
Yeah, I think there's beauty in friendships. I think no matter how much either distance when it comes to kind of, whether that's like geographical or just kind of mental distance that friendships take, I think it comes down to intentionality. I've had friendships before that I have kept because I have obviously like either lived with them because they've been roommates, or I've had friendships that I have kept for a long time because we were close but now have distant apart geographically but still maintained that connection because we've both been intentional about keeping that friendship
that's great.
Close. So to me, that word intentionality comes into play consistently, because if both people are willing to put in that intentional effort to maintain that friendship, even if distance becomes longer based on where they were originally and how they first met, then I think the friendships can still remain alive if it comes down to each person like making that effort.
Yeah.
So it's like a two-way street. Pause for the dogs.
You're making me think of something that I might need to work on, which is just having the willingness to check in with people no matter what, as far as, you know, instead of coming up with a story in my head about like, well, things are different now and we're far apart, so I don't want to bother them. Like that's literally a story in my head. And like I'm thinking of some friends that I have right now who live, you know, in Swampscott. They're basically family to me, but we just don't see each other that much anymore. And I could probably change that, right?
Yeah.
I could literally just be like, hey guys, I'm in the neighborhood. How about I...
Sit, mister. Okay, all done.
So I could literally change that by just being a little bolder. Like one of the things that my dad is known for, both for being annoying but also awesome, is he's constantly calling everybody, right? He's got like a list. I've seen the list. He makes his way through. You know, he's retired, long retired, and he makes his life by, like he does investments online, but then he also just is calling people in Switzerland, in Sweden, in England, in America, like everywhere, and just staying on top of that. And, you know, everyone is, I mean, I'm presuming maybe, but like everyone loves hearing from Franz, and he's really good about it. And I always thought like I could never do that, but that's, again, it's a story in my head.
Yeah.
Where he's staying in touch with a gigantic community of people, and I think probably not just enjoying it, but doing a service to everybody.
Yeah.
Right? Because if he's in touch with people who know each other, then he's getting the scoop, and then he can like share it with other people, right? Like you kind of help each other that way. So I appreciate, I suspect that you might have less baggage around that than I do. I tend to get in my head. So I remember that we connected on Dane Street Beach here in Beverly, lots of walks with our dogs. And I remember being like, I think I'm just gonna suggest that we connect on our phones and be able to text each other about walking our dogs. And so, and you seemed open to that, which I was really thankful for. And I loved how you were so intentional about training your dog, always on a leash. You know, Oscar was always like well-behaved or close to well-behaved, unlike my dog.
He has his moments.
And then I remember you like volunteering to weed my yard for fun,
yes.
right? Just out
That
of
was
the blue.
so fun.
Yeah.
I loved that.
And that was like, who is this person? And that was, of course, the same time where my neighbors were helping me put together this raised bed garden. So it was like everybody was happy to garden. And ever since then, I feel like I really appreciate that you're willing to help, that you're a dog person, that, I can always, something I really, really value is when I can just tell I can trust this person to like go in my house anytime or be with my dog and treat him the way that I would want to be. Like it's funny, you think, yeah, dogs, what do we care? Like anyone's going to be okay. Not true. Like you want the right people around your dog.
Yeah.
They can tell your energy.
Yep.
Right? And I know he trusts you and likes you. And he's a smart little cookie and he knows who he wants to be around. So I never had any, like when I went away and just needed someone to come by and say hi to Sammy, like you were always one of the first people that I thought of, and I just really appreciate that. So that's like my story about how we met and how, like, what I appreciate. Like, I don't know if you want to say anything.
Yeah, I'll jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree to everything that you said, so ditto. Because when we walked on Dane Street Beach, and obviously when we walk, I meet a bunch of different people, whether that's just for 5 minutes, chatting with them because our dogs played for a second and then we go on our way, or whether it's someone that you kind of see every once in a while because you come at the same time. I would say there's not a lot of people that make it outside of that circle. There's a lot of people that you say hi to, you may see again the next day because they come out, and that's kind of it. But there's not a lot of people that I felt that every day through walking at Dane Street that I was interested in forming a friendship outside of just walking with their dogs. Yeah. But I think through our conversations and realizing we had a lot of similar interests, especially the way that I was brought up with eating well and exercising and just taking care of myself and overall wellness, I realized that we had a lot in common. And I will never shy away from making a new friend, especially a new connection. I'm definitely a social butterfly and an extrovert, so I think it just felt really natural to become friends. And my dog isn't also a dog that likes to wrestle and play in a crazy way, and Sammy is the same way, so they both got along super well. So I automatically knew that a friendship would bloom. I have really enjoyed being in close proximity, I think, to you because it's just so nice to have a friend close by, and that's something that I miss a lot, I think, from college, because I got so used to living with a lot of friends and always having friends to hang out with, or I could just go and do something on my own, and I really think I valued that a lot. So I value that now because I really enjoy having a community, and whether that community is 20 minutes away or half an hour away or up in Vermont where my family is, it's really nice to kind of just have those people close by at all different areas.
Yeah. Like part of me, the little girl who's like, but I want someone, that I can just be with.
Yes.
Like I'm just like, what am I gonna do? And that part of me gets a little grumpy. Like, well, I have to find someone right now who's gonna replace Sophia. You know what I mean? Like, I literally have been thinking about. I'm like, who?
Who can I scour?
Next?
Yes.
I know it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
To me, there's different levels of daily intimacy. The more time you can easily spend with somebody, it changes the connection, I feel.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's a level of casualness that is an easiness that comes in to the equation.
Yeah.
Versus, I need to schedule and I need to be more efficient or official, almost like work.
Yeah.
Right? It kind of takes it out of, if someone's just down the street and it happens, it's
like more organic.
Yeah. It's more organic.
It's okay to feel slightly like displaced in the beginning, and it's okay to feel sad that there's a change coming, that you might not have initially wanted, even though, like, let's say you are moving, right, and or there's a change happening and you like part of it but you don't like all of it. It's okay to have mixed feelings kind of within the whole situation, and it's okay to also need a little bit of time to adjust and feel like you're taking time to adjust to a transition.